Alright, Bonehogs, this video is all about Quan Chi, and in this video, we're talking cameos. So I'm going to go over what I think are his 3 strongest cameos, and why, and the things that you can do with them. So yeah, this is the first of many Quan Chi tutorials. Throughout all these videos, your Quan should be top tier. So, that being said, let's get into it.
Accept your death.
So the first one that we have here is Frost, and Frost has a lot of things that are really utility. So I'm going to talk first about this forward attack here. What's the actual official name of this move here? Ice Carpet. So Ice Carpet is a low, obviously. It's hella negative on block. So I don't really recommend, there's an argument to be made because we have these double overheads here that you could use it in that per se. I don't really recommend that because it's quite unsafe and it's not really that much of a mix. Like it's fairly slow and it's easy to see Frost come on screen and do that. So if you hit this as a punish perhaps, go into it and then do a little combo or whatever you want to do from that for sure. I wouldn't just throw it out there though. It does do okay damage. In the corner there's a couple options that we have here from that you can do little combos like this. You know, something like this. Decent damage there. But yeah, generally speaking, I would use this move more as a movement check. So just to try and maybe catch somebody moving while you're trying to zone. Or your projectiles. That appears to be what kind of Quan Chi wants to do the most. You can make him into a combo character if you want, but that's not where he shines, I don't think. I strongly don't believe that. Yeah, the only downside of this is it's a little bit of a slower kind of recovery on the cameo, so you can't really like shoot it out all that often. But yeah, that's the Ice Carpet in a nutshell. Moving on to the next one, which is a much better move, is the little Frost Ball here. So this is going to send this mid-projectile going across the screen. This isn't as strong against characters who, say, have like teleports and stuff. This would be a little bit better for characters who you can kind of keep in place a little bit better. Because, yeah, they're going to have to respect this. Boom, boom, throw that out. Boom, 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 throw that out. You know, get all your zoning stuff going. And if they hit that ball at all, they're going to get frozen, so that gives you a lot of time to kind of do what you want to do there. And yeah, it's a pretty strong move. Again, there's really only the one use of this, so kind of full screen is how I would use it. And yeah, it just kind of stuns the opponent. But again, if you have a character like Scorpion or something like that who can just teleport to the other side of it, it kind of negates it, so doesn't really do as much. You can also cancel this too, but I'm not sure really where you would ever use that. Doesn't seem to be very useful for half of a cameo bar. Next is just her straight cameo move, and this is actually pretty decent because it comes down crashing mid, does decent chip, and it's +4. So if you're in a situation where you kind of need to get somebody off you, like down 4 into this, and that creates a lot of space. And that has pretty decent recovery as far as the cameo coming back for more use. You can also just use it in pressure, like that, just to create some distance, be +4. Yeah, people can armor through it, so try and keep it unpredictable when you're going to actually do it. I like down 4 into it because down 4 has a little bit of pushback, so that'll kind of move you a little bit out of range and allow for more time for Frost to come down and smack your opponent. And then what could be really useful is if you really need to get somebody off of you, you want to get them back full screen, is you hold this move. So you'd want to do it. All of these moves that she does here are highs, so you can do something to kind of jail it into them. Again, going back to the string that has the double overhead. If you do it after this 3rd hit, they'll be standing to block the 2nd overhead, and then boom, 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 boom. A little bit of chip damage, and then we're back full screen for our zoning. So pretty darn effective move. I really like it. Good chip damage, good meter build, all that kind of stuff, and gets us back to our positioning. So yeah, that's basically Frost. There's not much else. She's fairly straightforward, which is nice. You don't have to learn a whole bunch of crazy stuff with her. What she wants to do is pretty straightforward. Boom, boom. Just keep in mind that if you're using the Bone Dome, I just found this out recently, even in the enhanced one, like you look how long that lasts for in the regular enhanced, it appears, and I haven't tested this for the whole cast, but it appears if you do any sort of a summon cameo, it will kill that cage right away. So make sure that you're only using ambush cameos, or just using your regular projectiles when you have them in the Bone Dome so that you can keep them there as long as possible. And then you go back to using your summon cameos. So there you go. So that's Frost. So let's move into the next one that I think is strong for Quan Chi. All right, this one isn't surprising if you're a returning viewer of this channel. But the second one I got is Sonya, and reason being is this mid projectile that she got. You can see that it recovers. Bam, now it's ready to go. It's recovering. Bam, now it's ready to go. We can just kind of be spamming this mid projectile out. It's plus 17 on block, so it's kind of like, you know, Frost on crack a little bit here. And then we can also charge it. And you can release it at any time, so it's a guess for your opponent. But look at the frame data here. So if we just do straightforward, it's plus 10. But if we hold it for just a slight second, it's plus 46. That's crazy. And then of course if you hold the whole thing, pushback plus 98, which is basically do whatever you want. So you can call Sonya out, call your portal, and have some mid skulls heading towards your opponent before they have a chance to really even move. So yeah, having a mid projectile that is able to just be kind of spammed like that, honestly, is really, really strong for Quan Chi and his game plan. And especially with the plus frames, it gives you to kind of set up whatever you want full screen. Keep in mind, again, you don't want to kill your bone cage by doing a summon cameo. And Sonya does have some ambush moves too, or an AA ambush move in the square wave. And this is kind of what you're going to want to use to get a little bit of combo damage. So you could do something like this. This would be like a normal combo that I do. This isn't the exact combo, but that's just an idea. And if we just do this instead, standing for do, we went from 237 to 310. So it adds some damage to our combos. But keep in mind that the recovery of the cameo is nowhere close to as good as the projectile one is. And here's where it needs to be tricky. With Sonya, it's going to be whatever initially drained her cameo meter. As soon as you do something that takes slower, so now see that's coming back slower, and let's say okay, we'll try and turn it back into the projectile recovery to do a projectile. No, it's from the original first move, so now your projectile has a much slower rate of recovery. So keep that in mind when you're using her for her combo moves. So yeah, as long as you're using the cooldown on just this, you're going to get that quick recovery. But as soon as you go to do another move, that's going to kill your recovery. So again, keep that in mind. As far as her third move here, the leg grab, I don't think Quan really utilizes it that much, which is kind of what keeps this cameo down, because it doesn't add a whole lot of damage. Like, and if we do something like this, into this, for slow cameo bar, you're 234 when you can do just the original combo of the 1-3, which is still an 8-frame startup. Get that 310. So there might be a way that I haven't really labbed yet, but I've been playing Sonya for just over a month now, and I don't really feel myself using this move very much. Every once in a while I'll try and hit confirm it off of that, which again is not great damage. I think this might be for characters that can maybe restand, something like Sindel, just to get a little bit of an extra bounce at the end. Haven't really found a great use for it for Quan, but the projectile more than makes up for it, since that's what Quan's game plan is supposed to be for the most part. So that is Sonya, and moving on to what I think is Quan Chi's best cameo. In my opinion, best cameo for Quan Chi, Serena. There is so much utility here, and actually can allow Quan to be played in a number of different ways. So a lot of people I see when they pick Serena, they focus on this move, which is a good move, like don't get me wrong, but it's kind of slow to come back, and kind of kills a lot of the strategy that you want to use. What I use the most with Serena is this move right here. And it's quick, it's got that same recovery like Sonya's projectile does. And of course we can use this in our zoning. You know, use a standing forward. Depending on where you are, standing forward can actually hit back into it. Combo into it, is what I mean. Yeah, it's just a good solid check. If you If you do it again while you're trying to get your opponent to stand, you can turn this string into a nice little chip string. And stay 0. I believe it's -2 if you're in the corner. And yeah, I like using this. Decent chip, 1750 for that one. So yeah, pretty nuts move. And then of course you've got the meter steal, which like if you do something like, let's do just a combo here. Now they're trapped in the bone dome, they can't go into there, though they're losing their meter, everyone's having a bad time. And then yeah, you can also, if you really wanted to be nerdy with it, you could throw this up, throw this up, throw this up, throw this up. Look at how much stuff's on the screen right now attacking your opponent. It's actually crazy. But yeah, you do have to be aware of this, of course, because while Serena is out, you cannot use a breaker, you cannot use your fatal blow, you cannot use your forward throw. So yeah, one thing that I did find kind of interesting is you get the push him into the bone dome. I don't know if you'd ever find that useful or not, but it's an option if you have her out. So yeah, and then what you can do is then you can start using her blades for damage, say at the end of the round, like your end of the round they have like 300 health or something, and then you can go into the combos that are like, you know, like this. Crazy like Twitter combos. 384. That's not even optimal. But yeah, where she really shines with Quan Chi though, that was what I figured, is in the corner with this meter burn thing here. So we get a hit of armor, right? So we get some crazy armored pressure in the corner with Serena and her straightforward knife because of the nice recovery and on how long this string in particular here takes. And in tandem with this right here, which is a combo in the corner. So yeah, they have to kind of figure out when to press a button because you have all this armor here and you're just doing this one block string. If they try to hit you at the wrong time, they're going to get comboed. You do kind of have to play around this initial start here before you get the hit of armor, but once you get that, it's party time. So I'll show you a little sequence that I came up with earlier today in the corner that can net you some pretty disgusting damage. So that's just an example of the sequence. You could really get all sorts of different combos into this, and if your opponent kind of tries to get out, you can start staggering. You don't need to do this over and over again. You can do stuff like this, like just standing one, because if they try and jump, standing one will anti-air them. Do that, into that, or standing one into this if a hit confirms. If you think they're going to try and hit them with that low mid, you can just see how many little Serena knives you can get going here. Yeah, the pressure with Serena in the corner is actually crazy. And then if they stop blocking, of course, because again, this string is really long and easy to hit confirm, that's when you kind of do it into the blades. And then depending on how much meter you want to use, where you're at in the match, you can do different combos, hit confirm them down into the corner again and load that thing up again, and it's party time again. So I think that this cameo is actually cracked with Quan Chi because of this stuff in the corner, and the combo opportunities are insane. So like I said, you have to navigate this first little part where the portal's out, where you don't have the armor, but as soon as you get the armor, they're gonna have to pick a spot to try and poke out or teleport or something like that. The corner pressure is actually insane. So, and that's it. My 3 best cameos for Quan Chi in my opinion. And yeah, what do you think? What cameos are you using? I'm not saying he can't use other cameos. These I think are just the best for his game plan and what he wants to do. So yeah, if you're using something else and it's working good for you, let me know in the comments down below. That being said, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like because it really helps me out, and subscribe if you haven't, because I make new videos almost every single day. Hashtag Bonehawks, all that stuff, and we'll see all you Bonehawks in the next video.
Accept your death.